Yeah, and it really helps to have a good guide like Mike Flynn.
Yeah.
Explain that stuff.
Now wasn't his father part of the town before him?
Mike Flynn?
Maybe so.
Yeah, I thought Mike Flynn was he one of the 10th Mountain Division, or I can't.
There was a guy named T.J. Flynn, Ted Flynn, who was part of the Highland Bavaria Corporation.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
And he got Ted Ryan and Billy Fisk out here and showed them Hayden Mountain, and that's when they got excited about skiing in the Aspen area.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. They had a couple little development areas before the actual ski slopes went in.
Yeah, I tell that to people on my history tour. I go, Aspen wasn't the first choice. Aspen Mountain wasn't. Here we are today.
Did they have something up on Ashcroft a little bit, like up that way? I mean, I know Stuart Mace was up there, but I thought they were going to do like a little development out that way, and it just never happened.
Well, they were. They built the Highland Bavaria Lodge up there, which is just above the Conundrum Creek Road cutoff. They had that going, and they did a lot of skiing up that way. And they were going to build a tram from Ashcroft to the top of Hayden. Ashcroft was going to be their ski village. But then World War II broke out, and of course that ended everybody's plans.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. I know if you read the Days of Stein and Roses, she went into a lot of that too, about the 10th Mountain Division and Ashcroft, and they were Marty Sterling. They lived up by they had the Heatherbed Ranch up in or the Heatherbed Hotel
Right.
up by Highlands.
Yeah, Marty, she was good, right?
Yeah, she was a great rider. But yeah, that's interesting that Ashcroft, and then Ashcroft, I don't even know. Do they still treat that as a ghost town? Is it still the same as it was when we were kids?
Yeah, it's probably in a little better shape. The Aspen Historical Society has charge of it, and we put some new material on the roofs out there to preserve them and polish some of those buildings up. So it's hanging on. I mean, it's up the ghost town, but it'll right away.
Is Tokolot still up there?
Tokolot?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's different, and I hate to tell you, I can't tell you right now what some other nonprofit runs it, but I can't remember who that is. I just drive right by Tokolot.
Not quite like getting Trout Almondine and having Stuart Mace tell you dog stories.
Yeah, right.
I feel like we grew up where, I mean, he was in a way for us kids, he was sort of the Edward Abbey of the Valley. Well, I wonder if he had some influence on John Denver, because John Denver really hook, line, and sinkered the environment. And I wonder if it were people like Stuart Mace that kind of focused him in, because he had that drive and that direction from as soon as he left the 10th Mountain Division. How about Klaus Obermeyer? I mean, he's definitely a relic and an inspiration to so many.
Yeah, I think he's the coolest guy in Aspen in my book.
Yeah. Well, he's the best yodeler, that's for sure.
Yeah, yodel, and he's always in a positive frame of mind.
Yeah. He definitely feels like he marked to his tune, and he was just happy to be there, is what it felt like to me.
Yeah, he's got that little ranch, and he gets out on his golf cart and cruises around, checks on things, feeds his chickens every day.
Well, we grew up with his kid Klaus. In fact, I think Klaus Jr. was probably one of my first customers to buy a snowboard from me when we were doing our snowboard business.
That sounds about right.
That. Did you know his other son, Wally?
No, I just knew Klaus. How much older is Wally than Klaus?
Well, I don't know. Back in 76, I think it was, Wally was on the ski patrol with me, and he since told me, he said, I don't know what I was doing. I was too young then to be on the patrol. But he was like his dad, full of enthusiasm.
Klaus is kind of like that too. Klaus has kind of become a pioneer in cinematography and stuff. So I've seen his work. It's really good.
Doing some ski movies, yeah.
Yeah, well, and he's done lots of big commercials and big corporate. I mean, he gets hired by some big folks. He's definitely quality talent. And I've seen him lately. He's been playing with drones. Oh my gosh, he's getting so good with drones. You could see views of the beaches and the coastlines because I think he's in Santa Barbara now. And yeah, he's got some drone footage of him just playing with the drones, trying to figure out how to use them, and it's just amazing.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a great way to go check out all those valleys up there.
On drone?
You would, yeah.